Hi, and thanks for joining us for this very important live stream event here at the headquarters of the Fire Brigades Union in Kingston, London. We're joined by FBU General Secretary Matt Wrack to discuss a very rare but very important event for the FBU, a ballot for national strike action. Now Matt, this follows a consultative ballot that the union has held across our entire membership, following a revised pay offer of 5% from our employers. This has been overwhelmingly rejected. Can you give us the figures, the outcome of that consultative ballot?
Tom, we've been clear from the start that our members will decide this campaign every step of the way. That's what we've done here. We've balloted members and they have voted by 79% to reject the employer's pay offer on a very big turnout, 78% turnout. In a very short space of time, just 2 weeks we allowed for the ballot. So it was done very, very quickly, but nevertheless members have been very clear in their message to us, to their employers and to the government that this is not good enough and they want a decent pay rise.
No, it was clearly a very significant mandate to move to a ballot for strike action. So when does that begin?
That ballot will start on the 5th of December and that will be a different sort of ballot. That'll be a postal ballot. It will start on the 5th of December.
Now Matt, it is a different sort of ballot because this is covered under legislation, yeah?
Yeah, so there's a whole series of laws that we're obliged to comply with. So the consultative ballot was online and postal. This has to be by law a postal ballot, so it means that people will have to watch the post, make sure their details are up to date and so on, make sure they don't miss the ballot paper and make sure they get it in the post.
Now we'll do some more of the admin in a minute, Matt, but back to the substantive issue. I mean, the consultative ballot was a remarkable outcome in such a short period of time, as you said, which reflects the anger felt by firefighters about the issue of low pay, something that clearly the employers and chief fire officers do not seem to understand. I mean, this idea that the 5% was not a pay cut, which was getting promulgated, they're just not getting it, are they? Is this ballot about making them listen?
Well, hopefully people will listen from the results of this consultative ballot. I think it is staggering that chief officers have attempted to intervene in our balloting process, our dialogue with our members. That's our members' decision. If you're a member of the FBU, you get a say. If you're not a member of the FBU, you don't get a say. But they've called staff in, they've given the line from the top table of the chief, effectively why people shouldn't reject. But I think our members have sent a very clear message. They're not listening to that. They've had 12 years of attacks on conditions, 12 years of attacks on jobs, 12 years of falling living standards and attacks on our pay, and people are saying enough is enough. Our members, and we've heard it around the country, are struggling to pay the bills, pay the mortgage, balance the books, worried about the future in the job, and they want a decent pay rise, and that is the message from this ballot.
And quite clear as well, a point that's been made throughout numerous membership meetings. I mean, our members worked throughout the entire COVID period, in fact did additional work throughout that COVID period. To be confronted by yet another real terms pay cut, I mean that has been taken as a real insult to firefighters.
Yeah, I think it's quite shocking if you look at first of all, the work our members did to keep the fire service running, then the additional work we did in relation to COVID to help out our communities, to support our communities in a most terrible time. And to be clapped by people in Downing Street and so on, and then to face this cost of living crisis with no additional support. It's utter hypocrisy, and it's about time the government stepped in and said, actually, we will fund a pay rise for firefighters and other public sector workers, but we will fund a pay rise for firefighters, and that's what we're demanding.
Absolutely. Now, Matt, in regard to the ballot itself, a lot of our members will be sitting there tonight watching this thinking, well, there's a big event coming up, that of Christmas. And especially in regard to a postal ballot, is there not a significant danger of sending ballot papers in the post, as we have to, during a period such as Christmas? Have we done anything to mitigate that?
Yes, obviously Christmas is a busy time for post. We're also aware there are strikes in the Royal Mail currently. We've had a dialogue with the union there, the CWU. We've discussed what strikes they've got planned. We've discussed the degree of disruption that causes, and we've had to plan our ballot accordingly. So this ballot will take place over Christmas and will not be concluded until January.
Okay, so I believe it's a 7-week term that the ballot is getting run for.
7 weeks ballot. Yeah.
Okay, so from the 5th of December running for 7 weeks. Now, of course, Matt, this can be resolved without the need for a strike. And there will be, we know this from the past, There will be employers, politicians and chief fire officers watching this live stream, and they can sort this before a strike action occurs. What would be your message to them that are watching tonight?
Well, I have written to them today. So as soon as we got that result, we've written to our employers, we've written to government ministers across the UK, asking for meetings, asking for the employers to make a revised offer. They need to improve that pay offer, and our members will then consider it. We've met the Home Office today, immediately in the aftermath of the ballot results. We've made the same argument to them, and my message to them is, to chief officers, get off your backsides, go and demand from government that they put the money in that this service needs. And my message to politicians and to employers is, you need to do the same. You need to demand that government put the money in that our service needs and that our members need to give them, to protect their living standards.
Okay, well, that was a clear message to employers and chiefs, but a message now for the most important people of all, the firefighters and emergency fire control staff that are watching this video tonight, that will now be asked to undertake a ballot for strike action. What would be your message for them?
Well, my message to FBU members is, first of all, thanks so much to everyone who's participated in the consultative ballot. It's a fantastic, strong message to our employers that this is not acceptable. Nobody wants a fire strike. Nobody wants us to be where we are. The reason we're here is because of 12 years of attacks on our conditions of service and our pay. The only way we will make progress is if we stand together and send back a very determined message. We've got them to move once from the 2% to the 5%. We now need them to move further. It's not enough, and we want a pay offer that addresses their concerns, and our members want a decent pay for the essential job that they do.
Matt, thanks very much indeed. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of questions floating out there, and you yourselves will have them as well. There's going to be a lot of updates over this period. To stay updated yourself, you can go to our website, and we will be updating that a lot periodically. That's www.fbu.org.uk. But the most important thing you can do now is attend your local meeting and discuss this issue with colleagues. Until next time, thanks for joining us, and Matt, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Tam. Thanks, everyone.